people, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, thank you for stopping by and checking out my channel. If you all have not had a moment to subscribe, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel right there. That button, click that, and the notification bell next to it, which is very important. Otherwise, subscribing is not really enough at all, so that you will never miss any of my videos. It really helps me grow this community if you subscribe. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram and TikTok, where I post a lot of fun content. Now, Happy New Year! Before I get started with this video, Happy New Year to all of you. I hope you all have a very happy, healthy, prosperous new year. Now, I thought I would do something super fun, a very fun video as the first video in the new year, because that's the way to start a new year. I have a very fun video for you all. I am going to share with you 10 fragrances from my collection that are so lucky, feel happy, kind of feel like would bring about, vibes of prosperity. These are fragrances that make me feel happy, make me feel bright, make me feel, hopeful more than anything. And they have this air of prosperity about them, if you know what I mean. And of course, this is a very fun concept. This is a fun video. This is, of course, a very subjective. What's lucky, what feels happy, what feels kind of prosperous or bring about prosperity. It's all kind of a subjective thing, subjective ideas. But these are 10 fragrances from my collection that I feel like bring about luck, bring about prosperity, bring about happiness, joyful thoughts, sunniness, brightness, that sort of thing. And of course, I kept the season we're in mind. We're in winter, so these are all cold weather friendly fragrances, but they are also very, very bright, very happy, very sort of joyful fragrances, if you know what I mean. And also, you guys, I think these are fragrances not just for today, the New Year's Day, but also these are things that you can wear pretty much the entire month of January, like to start the new year off right, the first few weeks of January or something. So these are just like beginning of the year fragrances to me, in a way, not just New Year's Eve, New Year's Day fragrances. So you guys, I have 10 fragrances here. It was like, I tell you, these were the 10, okay? I have 400 plus fragrances in my collection, and I gotta tell you, this handful here, these were the only ones that felt like had those vibes, vibes of prosperity, joy, happiness, brightness, hopefulness. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are fragrances, when I smell them, I get those thoughts, those feelings that I'm supposed to feel on New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. So out of these 10 fragrances, I will be picking my New Year's Eve and New Year's Day fragrances. Now, let's dig into these right away. So you guys, I took several things into consideration when picking these fragrances. Of course, I sniffed them. It brought, kind of made me feel this certain way. And of course, I thought about like their inspirations, their design, and all that stuff into consideration. So I think I'm going to start with the most obvious one, because the inspiration for this fragrance was that idea of luck and prosperity. It's of course Christian Louboutin's Louboutin. When Christian Louboutin, I find him a very fascinating character, okay? He gets these, he has these dreams, like his entire Louis World collection was created from his childhood memories, his dreams, his travels and experiences and everything. He got the inspiration for this fragrance from the Chinese culture, this right here, this cat. You know, it's supposed to be a very much a luck, symbol of luck in the Chinese culture. So this is, you know, you guys probably have seen in like Chinese stores and stuff. And of course, you know, the cat is holding a Christian Louboutin lipstick, you know, which I think is a nice little touch. All of its fragrances have a little, the cap is silver and has a little accent of red. So yeah, this whole thing, this entire fragrance was supposed to be inspired by anything to do with luck, like a symbol of luck, and supposed to bring about prosperity. So I thought, what is better than this, right, for the new year? And yes, this one is a fragrance that you can wear actually all year round. This is I would say maybe not fall. It is a fragrance you can wear from like midwinter, like all the way to summer. You know, that type of fragrance. It is actually, you know, it performs quite decently, so you don't have to worry about the cold weather swallowing it up. It's not beast mode, but also it's not weak. Some people say this is like super long lasting on them. On me, it's like, I would say more than average. And yeah, it projects, has a nice, decent scent bubble. Again, it's not beast mode, but again, it will be able to stand up to the cold weather. And this one has a beautiful big strawberry note in here. There's rose in here, which is, I think, is very kind of, rose to me is a very lucky flower to begin with. And then of course this has some, you know, woody notes like cedar. Absolutely perfect for, I would say, New Year's Day, to wear it on the first daytime kind of wear this fragrance. Perfect. So I thought I would get the most obvious one kind of out of the way. Guys, most of you all will agree with my next two selections. These just feel like prosperity, okay? They smell like prosperity. They smell like money, okay? There's something very luxurious and sophisticated and sort of prosperous about these two fragrances. They're actually the original and the flanker. Of course, I'm talking about Maison Francis Chrétien Baccarat Rouge 540 and 540 Extrait. I have both. Let me talk about the original first. Of course, the original is unbeatable. This is so good that everybody copied this fragrance. There are, I think, over 4,000 dupes for this fragrance. It's that popular. I mean, you can see the allure of this fragrance, right? This, to me, it's like, it smells like money. I'm telling you, it's just like a very rich, very prosperous smelling fragrance. I know you guys know what I'm talking about. This is like a very kind of ambergris, woody type fragrance. So there's ambergris in here, which you know has like this. Ambergris comes from the sperm whale, as you know, from the stomach of the sperm whale. Has a little bit of a marine nuance, but very much woody as well. And there are a lot of woody notes in here. Not all of them are revealed, but you know, I can definitely pick out like cedar, you know, type of woody notes. There's something very conifer about this fragrance. You know, conifer is like evergreen type notes. Yeah, and that's right, because there's like fir, I think there's fir resin in here, which completely makes sense when you put it together in your head. I believe there's like amberette too, or not, I'm not sure, but definitely ambergris. And then this has some jasmine, some saffron, you know, it just is this perfect, like sophisticated scent. And this one plays kind of Houdini on some people. It kind of appears and disappears, appears and disappears, and some people it stays on throughout. For me, it stays on, but I only get whiffs, like every now and then all of a sudden I get a whiff, you know. But I know this has a nice sillage and scent bubble because people can smell this fragrance. And this is one that has the strength that you can wear in colder months, but also very wearable in warmer months as well. So it's like one of those fragrances that's really mysterious. It is an all year round fragrance. This one is one of the few examples I can give you for like an all year round fragrance. Baccarat Rouge 540, smells like money, like prosperity. Of course, its sister right here, the Extrait. So the Extrait is a little bit, slightly a bit more sweet. It has pretty much about the same ingredients, same notes as the original. Not that much of a difference, but this definitely somehow feels, it's not necessarily like for real sweeter, but it just somehow feels sweeter, smells slightly sweeter. There's a little bit of an almondy nuance to this, very subtle, but also has jasmine just like the original. Again, smells like money, like prosperity, like, you know, luxurious. You know, it's the kind of fragrance you want to wear to something important, like New Year's Day, you know, the 1st. I would say, again, this is a great one to wear all day. Like if you don't want to change your fragrance, like wearing Louboutin in the daytime and wearing something else at night, and you want to just wear one fragrance all day, New Year's Day and night, these two are the ones for you, okay? So you can wear one of those two. I think that's perfect, don't you? I have actually four. Wow, yeah. I have 4 fragrances here next that I'm going to speak about that all have this one note that I think is always like a scent of prosperity, scent of happiness, joy, life. You know, it's just full of life, spunk, prosperity, luxuriousness, all that. What do you think that note that I'm talking about is? Some of you can guess it. It's a very unique note. Of course, I'm talking about aldehydes, okay? So these 4 are fragrances with aldehydes that I think aldehydes smell bright, happy, kind of like money too, actually, in a way. So again, this video is very subjective. These are fragrances that I feel are lucky fragrances that are perfect for something like New Year's, like for the very first fragrance to wear in the new year. Now, this one I have in my hand is Woman in Gold by Killian. I love this fragrance. This fragrance is a powerful fragrance. This fragrance smells like a very successful badass woman, you know, like CEO, boss lady, okay, who has made it, and she knows what she wants, and she is positive and prosperous, you know, she's wealthy and just successful, not just wealth-wise, but overall in life. By the way, you guys, just keep this one in mind. Success is not always measured by money. So if you think that in the new year, all you got to think about is being prosperous with more money, you're wrong. In the new year, think about happiness, true happiness too. We always try to kind of measure success with money, but a lot of the world, you know, people don't think money alone is success. That's how it should be. So also think about being successful in life, not just, you know, wealthy, but wealthy in other ways too, you know, in your personal relationships, being kind to one another, being overall content with yourself. That's success too. And having, you know, having achieved a family that is, you know, well raised, you know, children who are well raised, you know, that's success too. You know what I'm saying? So think about all that. Now, this is that boss lady who has done it right all around in her life, not just money. She has a very successful family. She's, you know, she's not just, you know, boss lady CEO, but she's also considerate, kind, and happy inside and content with herself, self-confident. Self-confidence isn't, no matter how some people here on YouTube try to sell it, isn't something you are like, oh, I'm the big stuff. That's not self-confidence. Don't get that wrong, okay? So this is some gorgeous citruses with that aldehyde in the opening, which really complement each other. There's loads of vanilla, which I thought really rounded up this fragrance. I made it a well-rounded fragrance with a little bit of that sweetness with the aldehydes that made it very kind of feminine. This has, you know, not just vanilla, I think tonka bean too. There's like rose and geranium. Again, rose is a very kind of lucky flower, which I think is amazing. So yeah, it has all these beautiful notes too. So it's perfect, in my opinion, for a powerful, for especially a woman. Well, this is a woman's fragrance, Woman in Gold, for New Year's day or night. By the way, this also goes from day to night. And yes, it will stand up to cold weather. Normally, aldehydes I consider to be kind of like a sunny, bright, spring, summer kind of note. But that's the wonderful thing about aldehydes. Aldehydes can appear in all year-round fragrances. Aldehydes can also appear in cold weather fragrances too, which I'm about to talk about next, which I think this is more suitable for cold weather, although there's aldehydes in it. Aldehydes is one of those notes that work all year round, okay? But especially you get them in spring, summer fragrances, but Woman in Gold you can wear in the colder months as well. It's powerful. Yes, it will stand up to cold weather. So the next fragrance I'm going to talk about has also to do with women and gold. I'm not sure what that is all about, but I'm telling you guys, the composition of this fragrance has not revealed aldehydes because they just haven't revealed it. But I'm here to tell you this fragrance has aldehyde for sure. Aldehydes, it smells aldehydic. It's also a little bit balsamic, and I'll tell you why it's balsamic, but it is definitely a fragrance that has those sort of feelings like the Woman in Gold, like, aldehyde kind of feelings that invoke in my brain. And of course, another reason why I picked this fragrance is because the bottle is pure mirror gold, you guys. Gold is a color of prosperity, and silver, as I'm wearing in this video, is also color of financial success. So these are also like, representative of those things, So I picked this one right here. This is Amouage Gold Woman, and this one I am pretty sure, although it's not revealed in the composition, this one I swear has aldehydes. Either has aldehydes or something, a combination of notes in here are creating that aldehydic vibes in this fragrance. It's also very powerful, like achiever, go-getter kind of vibes. It has like Woman in Gold, that's for a powerful woman, very sophisticated, very like nobility, from future centuries ago would wear a fragrance like this. Women in, noble women would have worn this fragrance. This of course has the lucky rose, I find lucky, and it has like gorgeous other beautiful florals like lily of the valley, jasmine, which are also very white is a very, pure color that represents like hope, joy, all those kinds of things. This is a little bit smoky slightly from the incense that is in here, and this also has myrrh, which is a balsamic resin note that, has that smoky vibes, kind of like frankincense, but not exactly like frankincense, a lot softer than frankincense if you ask me. This has also got some powderiness, like, I think there's orris and stuff there, a little hint of animalic in here. There's like amber, there's cedarwood, loads of notes in here. But I tell you something, they have not revealed, did I say sandalwood? This definitely has aldehyde somewhere, like a little dose of aldehyde, because I can smell it. But I find this fragrance to be kind of lucky because of the color. Look at this, it's like gorgeous mirror gold, okay? It's like mirror, it's like a mirror. So actually, Amouage Reflection Woman, if I had that fragrance, I would consider also lucky because that one is mirror silver, the bottle. But I wonder what that smells like because the scent has to be evoking those thoughts as well, not just the bottle. But yeah, this I consider one of those fragrances. It's kind of like Woman in Gold to me, only a little bit smoky, a little bit more powdery. Yeah, Amouage Gold Woman. So this next fragrance also has aldehydes. This one is definitely an aldehydic fragrance, and it smells like money. It smells very rich and sophisticated, very classy, all of the above, okay? This one is from also a very prestigious fragrance house, which is another lucky thing to do, like wear something from a very almost historic, very prestigious fragrance house, which, New Year's is that day that you want to pull out your most luxurious, most prestigious fragrances. So, which is why I put this one in the list. Not just the fact that it has aldehydes and it smells like money, it smells rich, but it's also from one of the most prestigious fragrance houses. This is, of course, by Kriegler. You guys know Kriegler is a very historic fragrance house. JFK, Audrey Hepburn, Hemingway, so many historical figures had their signature fragrances from this fragrance house. So, of course, I'm talking about Kriegler, Abracadabra. This one is definitely that money fragrance. It smells like money. There's something very unique about this fragrance that's quite indescribable. And this is that perfect, rich, prosperous smelling fragrance to wear on the New Year's Day. I would say this is one that you should wear on the first all-day New Year's Day. You can actually, this will go nighttime too. You can go from day to night, or you can change your scent, but I think this is one you can wear from day to night. Again, although there's aldehydes in here, this is a strong fragrance, quite, potent. It does stand up to the cold weather, so I kept that in mind. It is an all-year-round fragrance. However, it's kind of like, Baccarat Rouge, even though it's like it stands up to cold weather, it can also be worn in other times of the year too, because it's strong without it being in your face, if you know what I mean. So this has like aldehyde, there's some citruses like bergamot, there's gorgeous white florals like lily of the valley, jasmine, all those good stuff. I find white florals to be very lucky too, not lucky, the very bright florals that give you happy thoughts, and like rose is kind of lucky. There's sandalwood. This has a very sensual dry down with sandalwood. It's got, tonka bean with that little vanilla touch to it, the deep vanilla touch to it. There's loads of musk that makes it kind of like edgy, in a way. It's actually white musk, which is like the cleaner musk that smells really good, not too animalic. Well, this has tonka bean and vanilla both, I believe. So yeah, it's a beautiful, great fragrance for New Year's. And then I have a favorite from the Maison Francisca Jean Fragrance House. Wow, I have 3 MFK fragrances in this list. I guess they make very sophisticated, joyful, prosperous smelling fragrances. This is one of my latest loves from the MFK Fragrance House. It's of course 724. This is an aldehydic fragrance as well. This has something so bright and happy and charming about this fragrance, you guys. It smells just absolutely stunning. It's got the most gorgeous floral bouquet with like muck orange and I believe jasmine, There's some sweet pea in here too as well. It opens with that aldehyde citrus combination, which is perfect. And this has like a lot of musk and like sandalwood in the dry down, which is nice and sensual. The aldehydes in here, that it gives this fragrance that bright, happy, sort of sophisticated, rich kind of smell. But there is something in here. I've talked about this a million times. Most of you, this analogy would be lost on you. This example or picture will be lost on you, because this is a cultural thing. When you say incense in this part of the world, you think about the frankincense from the church. That's not what I'm talking about. Take that out of your head. Frankincense is more related to like myrrh, very smoky, very dark. That's not what I'm talking about. This fragrance, if you are from South Asia, any country in South Asia like India, Sri Lanka, any of those places, even Thailand, which is east, you know what I'm talking about. You will know what I'm talking about. There are these incense in that part of the world that are not like frankincense, that they're very floral and bright, and there are jasmine incense. There's a lot of jasmine in here. Somehow the aldehydes and the jasmine, when they mixed it gave it that jasmine incense kind of scent, which I also kind of connect to hopefulness, prosperity, again, from that, because they're burnt in like temples in that part of the world. That's kind of like a lucky thing, I suppose. Yeah, and then plus this is got aldehyde, really kind of gives you happy thoughts. This is a very bright, sunny fragrance for New Year's Day, where I would say it is very strong. It is, again, this is another fragrance that is strong in sillage, projection, longevity, but not in your face. Okay, so that's what's wonderful about this. Yes, you can wear this even in winter, in January, though this is probably, for me, I will wear this mostly in spring, and then in summer, maybe not like in the hot boiling sun, but rather like a cooler summer days kind of fragrance for me. This one, 724. So this next fragrance also kind of smells like prosperity, money, wealth, This fragrance is, again, it reminds me of those things like Baccarat Rouge, But no, this does not smell like Baccarat Rouge. A lot of people compare this to Baccarat Rouge, which kind of bothers me because this has a very unique floral note that Baccarat Rouge doesn't have, and it smells very different in my opinion because of that floral note especially. This is of course none other than Bond Number 9 Greenwich Village. I feel like this is a very kind of lucky smelling, very prosperous smelling fragrance that I think is perfect for New Year's daytime wear or nighttime. This actually goes from day to night too. All of these fragrances, actually come to think of it, are fragrances that will go from day to night, except maybe like Louboutin, you know. This is actually a very strong fragrance that usually I would, you know, like to wear it. Even though it's strong, I like to wear this probably like spring, summertime mostly, definitely not fall. But this has crazy sillage, crazy sillage, crazy projection. People can smell you miles away. A stewardess was wearing this fragrance on one of the flights I was on, and she, every time she walked past, oh man, massive sillage, massive. I get compliments on this fragrance, again, because of the massive sillage. I asked her, you're wearing Greenwich Village, aren't you? She's like, yes, how do you know? Well, I'm a fragrance gal, you know? So anyway, yeah, this one has a little bit of like fruitiness from that, you know, it's tiny bit of lychee. There's some citruses. The floral note in here I was talking about is water lily. Water lily is one of those floral notes that are really kind of beautiful and hopeful, kind of floral. In some countries, you know, lotuses, you know, white lotuses, you know, water lilies, you know, lotus flowers. Lotus is like water lily. They are used as like offerings in temples and stuff. So it's like a very like beautiful, pure kind of flower, you know, like purity. It kind of symbolizes purity, beauty, that sort of flower. So that is in here, and there's some peony, some, you know, jasmine. So this smells differently because of the water lily. I know where people are getting the Baccarat Rouge vibe from, because every time there is praline and ambroxan or ambergris in a fragrance combination, because the praline gives that sort of sweetness that Baccarat Rouge kind of has, not straight up sweetness, but the sweetness. And that ambergris, ambroxan gives that sort of like that woody marine kind of vibes. Together, that's what people are smelling and saying it smells like Baccarat Rouge. But no, the water lily and other notes completely, it's like, it's different. It smells different. But they both have that same vibe. That I can see. Next, I have a fragrance. I don't know why this gives me the vibes that I want to feel on New Year's Day, all day, you know, that sort of luxurious, prosperous, happy, joyful kind of vibes. I don't know, you know, this doesn't have any special notes that are symbolic or anything of that sort, but it just gives me those feelings, and that's what matters, right? And this one is EBK Moonstone and Tuberose. This house makes fragrances that just smell absolutely stunning, and they're strong, powerful fragrances. And this one, boy, this is a white floral fragrance, but I tell you, oh man, this is a beast. Okay, so this can be worn in the winter, although the notes will suggest that this is like white floral for like maybe spring, summer. Yeah, you can wear it in spring maybe, but maybe not summer, because this is super strong. And yes, if you wore it summertime, it would be a nighttime fragrance, because it's very strong, very strong. Not that it would choke people. I don't think it would choke people. I mean, you can probably, it's just going to be a little too strong for summer. That's all, like hot weather, I mean. Maybe warm days, maybe not hot days. This one has loads of like tuberose, I mean, obviously Moonstone and tuberose. Lots of gardenia, other white florals, a little earthy hint from vetiver. This has, I believe, and jasmine too, has also a little bit, I think, angelica. You know, angelica has that like sort of rooty, greenish kind of vibes, which adds to that very beautiful white floral vibes that this has got going on. But this just smells luxurious to me. It smells like something that you want to start the year with. You know, it just, when you smell it, I'm telling you. This one is Moonstone and Tuberose. Last but not least, this may be the one that I wear on New Year's Day to night. This is another one that goes from day to night. Again, this is from the most prestigious fragrance house, seriously, and this is significant to me. This is very personal to me. Yes, it has those smells, like the vibes that I described with the prosperity, the joyfulness, the, you know, just the good vibes. But this is also very significant to me because my husband bought this for me. This is a very expensive fragrance, almost like nearing $1,000. So yeah, it's very expensive and it's very special. This is a special edition of this fragrance, and this is the fragrance that Kriegler created for his significant other, like the woman he was courting. Anyway, so he created it for his beloved. So it's a special fragrance. It has a significance to it. The meaning and everything fits perfectly. This is Kriegler Pleasure Gardenia 79 Edition Précieuse. So it's the, you know, precious edition or the special edition of Pleasure Gardenia 79. Oh, this smells heavenly, you guys. It smells very like super powerful and sophisticated, very rich and luxurious. It feels like somebody, you know, wealthy, somebody rich, you know, that sort of fragrance, very, very sophisticated. This, of course, has gardenia, as the name suggests, and of course there's jasmine and some other white florals, I believe. This has loads of musk, which makes it very kind of sexy and edgy. It has a little bit of mimosa, which is a very happy, bright, bubbly kind of yellow floral note. Loads of vanilla. So yeah, it's just very special to me, this fragrance. Definitely it has a special place in my heart. Kriegler Pleasure Gardenia 79 Edition Précieuse. So you guys, that's it. Those are my lucky, bright, hopeful fragrances that bring feelings of prosperity, happiness, joy, success, you know, etc., etc. So those are what I think would make amazing New Year's Eve, New Year's Day fragrances. So you can wear this, you know, all day New Year's Day. And I think these are fragrances you can wear basically like for the whole week of the entire first week of the new year. Not just today the first, but entire sort of the first part, the first half of January. So you can kind of rotate these and have that sort of beautiful, you know, hopeful, successful, prosperous kind of beginning. So let me know down in the comment section, what are your scents of the day today on New Year's Day? Let me know, chime down below, share with me what you're wearing. I would love to know what you're wearing. Do you agree with these ones, my picks for New Year's Day and like basically the first whole month of January, kind of, you know, like the beginning of the new year? What do you think of what I have picked here? Let me know down in the comment section. I love to hear from you guys. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Ring the notification bell next to it for all notifications so you will never miss any of my videos. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and TikTok, where I post a lot of fun content. You guys help me out this new year to bring my channel to 10,000 subscribers. Go ahead and please smash that subscribe button. I need you to get me to the 10,000 subscribers. It's my New Year's resolution, one of my New Year's many resolutions, New Year's goal, to reach that before end of January, and you, only you, can get me there. I appreciate you subscribing and watching my videos. Happy New Year's, my lovelies. I hope you have a happy, wonderful, bright, prosperous, hopeful new year. I will see you in my next video.